Car insurance laws can vary significantly from state to state in the United States, and one crucial distinction is whether a state follows an at-fault or no-fault system. These terms refer to how insurance claims are handled when it comes to determining who is responsible for an accident and how compensation is provided. In this article, we'll explore the difference between at-fault and no-fault states for car insurance and how these systems impact drivers. At-fault states. In at-fault states, also known as tort states, the driver who is deemed responsible for causing an accident is financially liable for the damages resulting from the collision. This means that if you're involved in an accident and found to be at fault, your insurance company will be responsible for covering the costs of both your own and the other party's property damage and bodily injuries, up to your policy limits. Key features of at-fault states. Liability coverage. Drivers in at-fault states are required to carry liability insurance, which covers the cost of injuries and property damage caused to others in an accident where they are at fault. Lawsuits and compensation. In at-fault states, injured parties have the right to sue the at-fault driver for damages beyond what is covered by insurance, such as pain and suffering, lost wages, and medical expenses exceeding policy limits. Insurance rates. Insurance rates in at-fault states may be impacted by at-fault accidents. Drivers found to be at fault in accidents are considered higher risk by insurance companies, potentially leading to higher premiums. No-fault states. In contrast, no-fault states have a different approach to handling car insurance claims. In these states, drivers involved in an accident are required to file claims with their own insurance companies, regardless of who caused the collision. Each driver's insurance company will cover their policyholders' damages, up to the specified policy limits. Key features of no-fault states. Personal injury protection, PIP. Drivers in no-fault states are often required to carry personal injury protection, PIP, insurance. PIP covers medical expenses, lost wages, and other related costs for the insured driver and passengers, regardless of who is at fault. Limiting lawsuits. No-fault systems are designed to limit lawsuits and reduce the burden on courts. In no-fault states, injured parties typically cannot sue for additional damages, except in cases of severe injuries or certain thresholds being met. Insurance rates. No-fault accidents generally have less of an impact on insurance rates since drivers are compensated by their own insurance companies regardless of fault. Hybrid states. Some states have a hybrid system that combines elements of both at-fault and no-fault systems. These states may have thresholds that determine when a driver can sue for additional damages or have a choice between no-fault and at-fault insurance coverage. Conclusion. The difference between at-fault and no-fault states lies in how car insurance claims are handled when determining fault in an accident and compensating the involved parties. In at-fault states, the responsible driver's insurance covers damages, and lawsuits are more common. In no-fault states, each driver's insurance pays for their damages, and lawsuits are limited. Understanding your state's car insurance system is essential for all drivers to ensure they have appropriate coverage and know their rights in case of an accident.